Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to you from the brand new J.C. Penney store getting ready to open here in Lake Charles at 327 Broad in just about 2 minutes. The ribbon is across the door, and the officials and dignitaries gathered for this occasion are now grouping around the door getting ready for the official ribbon cutting, which will open up a brand new J.C. Penney store here in Lake Charles, just a half block off Ryan. We've been looking around in the store for the past half hour or so, and it certainly is a magnificently appointed building. Of course, all the fresh new wares are out on the counters, and the salespeople are gathering around, all with carnations in their buttonholes, getting ready to greet the huge crowd which is outside as it comes in to get its first look at Lake Charles' brand new Penney store. Everything is very fresh and colorful. The mayor, Sidney of Lake Charles, is here, who will take part in the ceremonies. Mr. J. Walker Owens of the Association of Commerce is here. Mr. L.M. Hawthorne, the store manager, and Mr. Thomas B. Shearman of Lake Charles, who will actually cut the ribbon in about 1 minute, officially opening up a brand new J.C. Penney store in Lake Charles. We understand that there are not to be any formal ceremonies. However, we imagine that a few words will be spoken when the doors are opened, and we will try to get those recorded for you and see just what words are spoken as the ceremonies take place. The doors are being opened now, and just preparatory to cutting the ribbons and letting this crowd of people, which has been gathering outside here, for the past half hour or so. We got here about 9 o'clock, and there was quite a crowd gathered already, waiting to get into this store. There is a huge crowd outside now, and everything seems in readiness for the ribbon cutting. The photographers are outside waiting to get that moment when the ribbon is cut. The dignitaries are gathering around now, and we're just about ready to go through the official ceremonies of cutting the ribbon. I believe that we are, let's see, does anyone have a pair of shears here right now? Mr. Shearman is right here by the front door, and everything is in readiness for cutting the ribbon. I believe Mr. Shearman is ready now. Let's see if we can pick up what he's going to say.
Mr. Hawthorne, I wish you, the Penney Company, and your employees the most of success in your new venture.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We want to invite all of the fine people of Lake Charles and surrounding area to come in and see this beautiful store today or this weekend.
The ribbon is now just about ready to be cut. The photographers are all in readiness, and I believe Mr. Shearman is going to cut the ribbon. Everyone is very silent around, watching now as he goes, and there he is. Photographers are getting everybody in line. Standing in front of the door are Mayor Sidney L. Gray, Mr. Thomas Shearman, who is cutting the ribbon, and Mr. L.M. Hawthorne, the manager of this store, Mr. J. Walker Owens, the manager of the Association of Commerce, and there goes the ribbon. Mr. Shearman just cut it with a pair of shears, a broad pink silk ribbon, which stretched from one side of the door to the other. As the flash bulbs went off, everyone got pictures. The ribbon is parted now, and in comes the crowd. You'll undoubtedly hear as they reach the point back here to which we have retreated, and the crowd comes in. You'll hear the people go by as they crowd into this beautiful new Penney store. Let's see if we can get over and talk to some of these individuals. Here's Mayor Gray, we see standing over to one side, who was just in the pictures and in the official ceremonies of cutting open the ribbon to open this brand new store. What do you think of it, Sid? How does it look to you?
Certainly a beautiful new addition to the commercial family of our city, and I think the Mr. Hawthorne, Mr. Little, the other officials of J.C. Penney ought to be congratulated on doing a fine job of opening what I believe will be a very forward step in the merchandising part of our city.
Well, thanks a lot, and I imagine you're going to do a little wandering around and see what's here yourself.
I certainly am.
Well, thanks a lot, Sid. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks.
Here's Mr. J. Walker Owens, the manager of the Association of Commerce in Lake Charles, who is also on hand for these formal opening ceremonies this morning. What thoughts rumble across your brain this morning, Walker, as you look at this lovely new store?
Well, Ken, of course, as representative of the business and professional people of the community of Lake Charles, we are extremely pleased and proud to welcome this new marvelous store to Lake Charles as, I think, one of the finest assets in our business community. I believe that our organization
Would want to congratulate sincerely Mr. Hawthorne, the officials of J.C. Penney Company, on this beautiful store, which is really, as I said a minute ago, a wonderful asset. Certainly, J.C. Penney and Company have taken a forward-looking step in putting a beautiful building like this here, and we want to extend sincere congratulations to them and wish them every success.
Well, I sure do thank you, Walker, for those kind words, and it's a pleasure to talk to you. I imagine you'll want to be getting around and taking a look at some of the fine merchandise being offered here yourself. Maybe.
That's right, sure will. I'm going to
Okay.
invite the people to come down and look around in this beautiful store, too, again.
Thank you very much, Walker. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I see Mr. Hawthorne, who is the manager of the new store, standing right over here, and we might just get him to say a word. How does it feel to be the manager of a beautiful, brand-new store like this?
Wonderful. We feel it's the most beautiful store in Southwest Louisiana. And I believe if people come down to take a look, shop our new department, they'll find the same thing.
Well, I imagine so.
We have 3 full floors, 2 full floors of merchandise. Our 3rd floor is our layaway department and our offices. And future years, we'll probably expand and have 3 full floors of merchandise.
Well, that does sound wonderful. I imagine most of the people here in Lake Charles, like myself, have been watching this building go up for the past few months, particularly as it neared completion, and we've just been wondering how it was going to turn out. And I'll tell you, we couldn't have dreamed it any better. It's really beautiful.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sure you like it. And appreciate you telling the folks about it.
Well, we know that you're awfully busy this morning, hurrying around and seeing that everything is just in shape. So we won't hold you up any longer, but we do appreciate you taking a minute to talk to us.
Well, thank you very much.
That was Mr. L.M. Hawthorne, who is the manager of the new J.C. Penney store here on Broad Street. I'd like to describe just a little bit about this new store to you so that you'll have some idea of just what is here. As you enter through the big glass front, the wide glass doors, here fronting on Broad Street, over to the right is the men's department, men's suits and hats and shirts. On the left are women's accessories, such things as bags and, we notice a jewelry counter over there and many other items and notions. There's a ladies' stocking counter. And, of course, all over the entire store, it's decked out with a spring motif. There are flowers all over. There are signs saying it's spring savings time at Penny's. And the entire store has been decorated with an eye to the coming spring season, which will be on us here soon. Of course, all the merchandise, the spring clothing is out on display, and all in all, it makes quite a marvelous sight as we stand here at the front of the store and look down through the hall. We're up on the 2nd floor now, where we've just met Mr. Jim Foster, who's assistant manager of the brand new J.C. Penney store. And I think we'd like to ask you the same question we asked Mr. Hawthorne just a little while ago. Mr. Foster, how does it feel to be connected with a brand new, beautiful store like this?
Well, folks, it's just a wonderful feeling, and words can't express it. I'm just happy all over, and it's a beautiful store, and we're happy that we can have such a wonderful store in Lake Charles for everybody's convenience.
And the people who have been in here for some 10 minutes or so now, looking at all of this magnificent new array of merchandise you have here for them, seem to certainly be enjoying themselves.
They certainly do, and we, I must say, are carrying some merchandise that you have never seen before in a penny store in Lake Charles, which is just wonderful.
Well, I'll tell you, we're up on the 2nd floor now. How about telling us a little bit about what you have here?
On the 2nd floor, we have the piece goods department, the home furnishings, the millinery shop, the ready-to-wear, and the cotton shop, and the girls department.
Anything in particular you'd like to tell us about that you think is really outstanding?
On the 2nd floor, we have gone overboard, I might say, in the ready-to-wear, which we have a wonderful shop, skirts, blouses, dresses, the entire ready-to-wear department, complete throughout, from little girls up to grandmother.
Something certainly worth seeing.
It certainly is. Beautiful.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Foster. We know that you and the other officials and employees here at Penny's are awfully busy this morning with the crowds pouring in as they have been, so we won't take up any more of your time. But we do appreciate your taking time to talk to us, and it's been a pleasure to meet you, sir. Congratulations on your new store.
Thank you very much.
Look, and would certainly like to invite you, the people of Lake Charles, down to see this lovely new store. We know that you will enjoy it and that it will become one of your shopping headquarters here in Lake Charles. Well, all of the ribbon-cutting ceremonies are over. The people are gathered in Penny's now. We notice the crowds that have been waiting outside are no longer there. They're all inside shopping through the merchandise here in the store, drifting around, looking at the